Hi, my name is Marcus, and this is my fifth podcast. Today, I'm with Gary Zhang and Jonathan Shang.
Yo, yo.
So to start things off, could you guys tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your ethnicity, and what you like to do?
All right, you go first, man.
Oh, Shang. Shang starts comes earlier in the alphabet, so you gotta go first.
Well, okay. Hi, my name is Jonathan Shang. I'm Chinese. I'm 15, 6 feet, and fat. Also, I like to play video games like your usual 15-year-old who's fat, and I exercise maybe kind of. I also stream, but I won't plug it now. I'll plug it later.
Um,
Wow.
All right,
Wow.
I'll talk more about myself later. Go ahead.
Impressive.
okay.
See, I'm not nearly as accomplished as this fine gentleman over here. Hi, my name is Gary Zhang. I am 15 years old, almost 16 in September. I'm six something now, and I'm sort of a low-life degenerate that plays video games all day. So, yeah, that's me. What's up?
So could you guys tell me like what your daily life is like your routine, and for the past few months?
Okay, quarantine sucks. Bad word. All right, so
Yep.
I censored myself just for you, Marcus. But it's. I mean, you're in quarantine. You're stuck at home all day, right? You can't really do much. I don't actually just play video games all day. I do I take Taekwondo. I'm a second dan black belt in that. So I take online classes for that in my basement, which is kind of ghetto, but it works out. Sometimes you just go out like when you're bored. Well, actually, more recently, since it hasn't been as bad in Long Island and everything, I've been able to. I should look at the camera. I've been able to go out to a nearby park and work out there or whatever. But that's pretty much it. Sleep, wake up, play video games, whatever, work out, eat, go back to sleep. So yeah.
I mean, my schedule's been more or less the same. I try to wake up earlier, or at least close to when school should start, so maybe 9-ish I wake up. And then I don't play video games all day either. I do spend a significant amount of time studying. I mean, my SAT 2 should have been done a long time ago, but I'm still studying for them because the test dates got canceled. So I kind of just study, eat, study some more, and then I get on, video games later in the night up until 12, and then I go to sleep. So, yeah, pretty much it.
Are video games like a main way for you guys to unwind after like a long day?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, at least concerning, well, when life was normal, we went to school and everything. It was definitely less, more rare for sure because now, especially in quarantine, there's nothing you can do. Honestly, all right, you can say I can be more productive and work on videos or whatever, which I do some of, but I'm lazy as bad word. So, I mean, yeah, video games. It is for me right now at least. It's a form of socializing for sure. As a replacement for school and having to talk to each other, and you just replace that with being online all the time, which not really the most healthy, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree with that socializing part. I mean, I'm actually really thankful that I play video games with my friends because I feel like some of my non-gamer people have been really struggling with, socializing, and some of them feel really lonely sometimes. So I'm just really grateful I have a way of socializing that doesn't involve face to face. So
Bro, loneliness is the special perk of every high schooler. You're
yeah,
in middle school, you enter high school, loneliness perk has been achieved,
yeah,
and then until you get a significant other, Whatever.
Unlucky. We live in a society.
No, never say that again.
Yeah, so Shang, I know you created a new Twitch stream. So
Yeah.
what motivated you to make it, and how is it going so far?
All right. So Twitch stream. All right. This is the perfect time to plug, baby. Twitch.tv/Xijon. Xijon. All right. That very creative name, you know. But I started streaming a couple months ago, actually, like right after quarantine started, because well, I played way too many video games for sure. And, you know, it was like, well, okay, I always wanted to be some kind of like content creator. Oh, it's like, oh, you're a kid, right? It's the dream. You do what you love, right? Playing video games, whatever. Like reacting to stuff, reaction to Andy, making YouTube videos. It's great, right? So I was like, but I never did it. Like I did do it. I tried it before earlier last year, I think in December. Yeah, December of 2019. I tried it, but I just didn't have the consistency. And especially in quarantine where you just have so much time on your hands and you might as well do something productive, right? So starting a Twitch stream, like from all the content I've watched, you know, I just try and learn from there. You know, I guess I'm growing pretty fast, I guess. So yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Should I say more about it? All right, I'll keep going. I got you.
Oh yeah, talk about your mods.
Content. Well, okay, content actually. That's a really important part of Twitch streaming. So what I do is I actually do a lot of like play a bunch of video games, obviously. But I feel like the entire experience of like just starting a Twitch channel, getting monetized, and setting up like everything that has to go into an actual Twitch channel has been like really good for me because it's something. It's like your parents always tell you that like, oh, you gotta study, get a good job, go to college, get a good job, like get married, whatever, be rich, right? But the fact of actually like starting something and going through with that idea is like a lot more difficult than like most people would expect, in my opinion. So like being able to actually start something and have it still going is like kind of big for me, I guess.
So when you started Twitch, like, were you able to get like monetized, and like, were you self-taught? Like, how did you like know how to do everything?
Well, yeah. So, obviously, well, okay. So I started by myself. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, right? I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I downloaded some software, and I was like, bada bing, bada boom. First stream is set up. I didn't understand the idea of the schedule. I didn't understand moderation. I didn't know all the nuances of like Twitch chat, monetization, followers, or even like social media, right? Because I'm like a secluded child, right? I'm a nerd. I don't have social medias, but I did make them for Twitch. Um, so I was actually watching a YouTube video about how to learn how to, you know, like get a following and like establish myself as an actual Twitch channel. And one of the most important things that I got out of that video was to create connections, right? So social media is one way, but especially with other small streamers, because as someone who had like one or two viewers a stream, it was let's be real, you're not going to grow from that. For sure, I got first of all, I got a lot of help from my friends who like boosted my viewer count like significantly to like 4, 5, 6, which is a very big improvement from like 1 or 2. And besides that, like I said earlier, I made an Instagram and a Twitter, and I started socializing with other small streamers. For example, I became good friends with this other guy called Brandon. I call him Brand because, you know, that's nickname, whatever. And I learned a lot of stuff from him because he had already started Twitch for like a year or so already. And then I also met my mod from plugging myself in
Uh-huh.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
And that was overall a really great experience. She knew like a bunch of stuff that I had no idea what even was, and with her and Brand's help, I really got to establish like a good foundation, I guess. Yeah, at least in my opinion.
Hmm. So you stream every day?
Yeah. So, well, in quarantine, I have to have an excuse to do something productive eventually, and streaming every day, 9 to 12. Yeah, I mean, but with school starting soon, well, tomorrow, I don't know how that's gonna affect my schedule, but I'll for sure keep streaming. But I doubt it's gonna be every day because studying and everything. But it'll also be a good experience to learn like time management and like prioritizing stuff. So we'll see.
Is this Twitch account like used to like get out of your comfort zone maybe? Like to like because like when you do connections, you try to like contact other people.
Well, yeah, obviously, starting something new is definitely going way out of my comfort zone. I was super. All right, okay. To be honest, I'm like myself as a person. I'm not that much of a self-conscious person. Like, sure, my haircut looks like questionable, but like I will walk into school without a hat on. Like I really don't care that much. I
Yeah.
I wear whatever the heck I want. Like the opinions of other people matter, of course, but like if all you have is like negative words to say, I honestly don't care. So in that sense, it wasn't new, but for sure starting something, putting myself out on the internet at all was completely new too, because you got to be always, concerned about internet health and safety and that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like I've been building on my new Instagram account and it's been like really fun and it's quite a learning process for me because I'm trying to find ways to expand the account and like connect with others. I'm trying to learn on my own and it's really interesting because I'm able to change myself and really get step outside of my comfort zone and um, just like do whatever whatever I
Well, the
want.
fact that this podcast even exists is already kind of
Yeah.
crazy, right? You got
Yeah.
three 15-year-olds sitting here talking about, like, I mean, it's a step in the right direction for sure.
I think this is great.
Yeah. So another topic I want to discuss, what are your passions or interests like, and what are your future goals?
Hmm.
Speak it, child.
All right, well, since you rambled on so long about your Twitch channel, I guess I'll talk a little bit about my passions. I mean, like I do a lot of studying every day, but it's not like I want to do studying in the future for anything. I think right now my goal is just to do well in school, get good SAT scores, all that jazz. Um, I mean, I'd say my best subject or the subject I'm most passionate about would definitely be biology because that's like a science course that I really actually enjoyed. Like I didn't study it for the sake of doing well. I actually studied it because I thought it was pretty cool. So I guess you know going to the medical field, something is meta for a Asian guy as like that. I guess is what I'm going for. But if we're talking about current passions and not future goals, I'd say video games are still a pretty big passion of mine. Because I think, they're not just a waste of time for me. I think they're a good way of self improvement. Because, in real life, you do workouts, you do training to get better at what you want to do or like a sport. Same for me. I like to do a lot of warm up in game and, really practice my aim training, just to get better. As really, I just like dominating. I like beating other people. It makes me feel better about myself. So that's why I love video games. You know. So.
So is your motivation to like study biology like mostly comes from you or like your parents like influence?
That's honestly really hard to say because I'm actually really inspired by my parents. I think they're both really cool, and they're both very well educated people. They started from the bottom, and now they're here, I guess. So
Yeah,
they
that's the classic rags
yeah,
to riches.
yeah, like my dad is a freaking country bumpkin, man.
Oh yeah.
Studied, got to the top of his class, graduated medical school and all that. So and now he's here living a successful life. So I kind of maybe my thoughts on the med field come from my parents' success, but I also think that it's just an interesting field. It holds a lot of potential for the future, and I kind of want to contribute to that. Make a difference.
The goal of every young child to be
Yeah,
able to make a difference.
make a difference. I know. There's a lot of things telling me that, oh, it's probably statistically improbable that you'll ever have anyone else remember your name throughout history. I mean, I don't even remember my great grandparents' names, and that just kind of motivates me to put myself out there and do something.
Mm.
Yeah, I should say something. So I guess for my own passions, honestly, I'm kind of on like a self-improvement kind of drive right now. Over quarantine, it makes you think, right? Being alone for that long with your family, especially if you're not as close with your family, um, it makes you think about like yourself, your life, what you're gonna do in the future, like how you're gonna accomplish these goals. So often, I I read this book um, about not caring, right? And in so many self-improvement books, they tell you like to believe in yourself, right? To keep like reminding yourself, yeah, you're great, you're awesome. But I feel like that is well, at least from what I read from the book, it's not a good thing, right? Because no happy person continuously tells themselves they're happy. They just have to accept that, like, I don't really know how to explain it because my literacy, my word choice, my diction
Yeah.
is, is not as advanced, of course, as the book I read. But from that, like you think about all the hobbies that you want to take, everything you want to do, and you just try and pick it up. So like passion for me right now is just doing doing something, right? Like it's
Mhm.
cliche, right? Like
Yeah.
just do it, right? Nike, it's everywhere, right? Just follow your dreams. But just like I just try and take that lesson to heart.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. Like, I think what you're trying to say is like basically accept like whatever comes, like accept whatever happens in life, because
Mhm.
you can't really change like some things, and it's important to not beat yourself up and know when to take breaks because there's gonna be times when it's gonna be tough, and you just have to be able to cope with it and like move on. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially in like with COVID, I'm sure like a lot of people have suffered a lot, right? Like not only like losing family members, but like your entire livelihood taking off a job, or like you never know, right? Obviously losing a family member is like probably one of the hardest things you're gonna have to go through in life. And you know, sometimes you gotta live with it and keep going.
Yeah.
Marcus, let's talk more about you. You haven't said
Yeah,
much
come on,
yet.
Marcus.
What
You're
about
awfully
your
quiet.
passions and Like, what are you doing?
So recently I've been working on dancing, and dancing, like from a young age, I started like always listening to my father's like songs, and I was like really really interesting child. Like I moved like a lot, like different ways and like random movements and stuff like that. But
Okay.
my parents could see that I had like a talent for dancing, so I was able to develop that talent and pursue it. And in middle school, I started taking lessons, and it was really fun because it was K-pop. It was the was it? I think it was like Monster. Yeah, that K-pop song, and it was really fun. And recently now, like I've been just trying to do work on like freestyle, and just improve myself. And I think it's like really important to just do what you like, and no matter like what anyone says, like just keep doing what you want to do. And besides dancing, I'd say academically speaking, like I'm really into the STEM field, like math and science. Um, Math has always been an interesting subject for me, like um, throughout my life, and I don't know. I just have a really great like way to work with numbers, and I I want to be like an engineer when I grow up. So it mostly comes from my um mentality, and yeah.
Let's talk about the Asian stereotype. I feel like
Yeah.
uh, I want to talk about it with you. Do you do you feel like your focus? Well, okay. First of all, I have to ask you: do you have a great focus on like grades and doing well and being like successful in school? Like, is that a big thing for you?
I mean, for me, like it comes from my motivation to study hard, get into good college, and make my parents proud. Because
Yeah.
I think it's really gratifying to know that I worked my hardest in high school, and look where I made it. Like I made it to like a great school, and I'm studying really hard, and I'm gonna be getting a really great job. So I think it just comes from my motivation to improve myself and work the hardest I can.
Okay, so for my experience, I feel like it's a little bit different, right? It's not that much different. Obviously, I want to like make my parents proud and everything, get to a good college, but also I do question like the importance of not only grades but like college as a whole, right? Which is
Yeah.
Mm.
because like sometimes uh sometimes you just like there's just such like detrimental things that happen in like not only like your school or your grades but like just in general, like for example college board, right? The just um like I know it was a very controversial thing, but like the APs for
The
last year,
APs. Oh my
like
goodness.
I'll be real with you, I got a 2 on AP World, right? Which is
That's
an
rough.
absolutely abysmal grade in the eyes of not only myself but my parents, right? And sometimes when like that happens, right, you're gonna get your 70s sometimes or your 80s, right? You're gonna get that too sometimes, and you will question the worth. And for me, I feel like I shouldn't risk my own happiness and my livelihood based on like the rules of like questionable rules sometimes, right? Um, of course, grades. I don't know. I just feel like from my experience, I've placed less and less emphasis on grades and more emphasis on myself and like how I feel when taking the class and like what I'm actually learning, right?
When you guys started high school, how are your like study habits and like everything?
Oh,
Yeah,
yikes.
Oh, yikes, man. You
how
didn't have to go there, man. Yeah, so I mean, for me, ninth grade studying was like, oh man, I have a test tomorrow. I should probably study for that the night before, And then that was just like the middle school mentality. I was like, I have something tomorrow. I think I can probably do it tonight. And then the work just kept building up. I was going to sleep later and later, and then every morning I looked like I wanted to like do some pretty bad things. I had a pretty menacing glare every morning, ninth grade. It wasn't fun for me. Honestly, I can't say that I've improved that much, time management wise, because I don't want to sound like it's been good or anything, but like I feel like I've kind of gotten away with putting stuff off for now. So I've yet to learn my time management lessons.
Studying.
have you guys like used like a planner like each day? I like plan your days ahead of time.
Oh no, no, no.
So, when you're in middle school, right? You're this innocent, strapping ladder.
You didn't need to say it like that, man.
Entering into the world of the giants and the unknowns.
Yep.
My experience, I am dumb. I did not study very often, and even in sophomore year, I'll be real. Like I put things off a lot,
Yeah.
especially for tests after quarantine. Um, uh, but but studying. I don't know. Studying has always been a thing that I hated. I hated, right?
Yeah.
I feel like sitting down at my desk and going through pages on pages on pages of like notes and practice, I will never get anything accomplished ever. The only methods, at least for me, of studying was teaching other people, which that's kind of actually my favorite way of learning as well, because teaching, you have to know what you're talking about, right? Or else you'll be like, I don't know, right? Because so I feel like that's such a good way to review, because if you don't know, you can like Google, right? Google exists. You like I don't know. I just hated taking out my notes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just like I have ADHD, or like I'm lazy is a bad word, but like it just never clicked with me. And even like for junior year, I am concerned. I am very concerned about like the workload and how that's gonna work. Hopefully, like the alternate day schedule, I'm gonna be able to work around that and like catch myself up to speed. But even then, I feel like I'm also don't put like my full effort into studying and like making sure I have the best grades, which afterwards also makes me feel, kind of like scuffed, right? Like
Yeah.
the idea of, oh, you tried your best, but you didn't actually try your
Yeah.
best.
Uh-huh.
So, it's just things you gotta work on.
Are you guys familiar with the Pomodoro studying technique?
No, not at all.
Is it like that famous video with like 50 million views and the old guy in the front of the lecture hall talking about stuff?
No.
Oh,
That
okay,
sounds
never mind
like
then.
that sounds like at least the 1,000 videos I watched.
Dude,
Yes.
TED Talk.
TED Talks, man.
Yeah, so the Pomodoro technique is something I've been trying. It's basically where you have 25-minute study intervals, and then you have like a 5-minute break, and then you do it for like, I don't know, like 2 hours, and that's something I've been liking a lot recently. I find that it's always good to have a break and like stretch after like sitting for a long time
Yeah.
period of time, and Yeah,
Uh-oh.
you guys should try it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the reason why I haven't been, experimenting with new studying tricks is because I think I have a pretty good memory. So, like, cramming a lot of stuff isn't too big of a problem for me. I feel like,
How do you guys even study?
I don't, for me, it's a lot of cram, actually. It's just memorizing stuff, dumping it onto a sheet the next day, and forgetting it a week later. So,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel
I don't like that. I forget it, but it's just, I don't know. It feels the best
but the
way for
school
me.
system, in my opinion, the school system, like, that's what it encourages, right? Like,
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
you have such a heavy influx of information for like a week or two. You put it all on a test, and then afterwards, what?
You
Midterm
just
final,
forget about it. Yeah.
right? You have like two questions on the midterm, one question on the final about that very, very specific subject that you spent a week on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, how are you expected to actually apply that in real life, right? Because that's what school is for, real life. I don't,
I I think I can agree with that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like a lot of stuff I haven't been able to apply. Like, I don't know when the last time anyone's asked me to like locate a drumlin for them is for earth science, or like what the outermost layer of crust is made out of, silicon oxygen. But like, come on, who needs to know this? So
for me, I feel like studying isn't really studying, like in the
yeah.
general sense of the word.
Mm,
It's more just figuring out, because like, let's say for example math, right? In that 1 or 2 week, that one subject you learn, there are multiple techniques and multiple version of that technique. For example, factoring, right?
yeah.
Factoring as a whole could be like a subject that you spend like 3 weeks on because it's just that big, right?
Hmm.
And then you have all the different kinds of factoring. But the questions itself, I feel like the for me at least, the execution of the actual problem is not the issue. It is figuring out what technique, when to use it, and how to use it, right? that
Yeah.
that is like, I feel like you can apply that to a bunch of different subjects too,
Hmm.
like science, right? Like, what was it, balancing equations, right? There's so many
Yeah.
different kinds of equations you can balance. You just have to know when and how to use it. So I don't really study. I just look at my notes and I try to remember the specific like methods that I have to use on. And if
Yeah.
it's scuffed, then there goes my grade.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah. For like math and science, especially, I think like practice is like the main way to study.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it like for stoic and like, oh yeah, like factoring problems you said, like it's just practice, and it's like drilling it into your brain, and then just like being able to apply it on like a test. I feel like that's like the fundamental like concept of problem solving.
Yeah.
let's talk about what about dude, language. Do
Oh
you
my
guys drop your
language.
language classes?
No, I love Spanish.
I take
Oh,
Chinese.
Marcus, you're still taking Chinese?
Yeah, Chinese.
Are you taking AP?
Probably.
Oof. I 5 years of French, right? This twisted child inside of me decided in the sixth grade that la langue de amour, right? Language of love. I should study
Uh,
that for 5 plus years. 5 years, right?
yeah.
I decided to drop French. Why did I do that? Because I'm lazy. Also, because the studying of French doesn't fit me, in my opinion. There is too much memorization, at least for me. Which, you know, like, I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like a wimp for not choosing to take language. But like, how do you guys deal with like laziness and procrastination? Because like that's pretty much the main reason why. I didn't take French. Let's be real.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, homeboy. I just kind of embrace it. I just deal
Madame
with it.
L, please don't see this video.
Like, like my mindset is, yeah, I think I'll procrastinate later. You know, I just kind of embrace it. I mean, I
But
should change it, but like, it's too much work. I'll do it later.
right.
Yeah, for me, like I also like accept it like sometimes like there's that like one YouTube video that's like sticking out and like I really want to watch it and then I just like end up watching those videos and then I just
Yeah.
like how late it is and yeah but like sometimes I'm able to like really tell myself like don't click it, don't click it. And it's really just like a mental game for me. I completely avoid it. So
Hmm.
I don't. How do you do it? How do like doctors do it? Right? You have like 8-hour exams, right? As a doctor.
Yeah, pretty long.
Man, I don't understand the need for that, right? Because let's talk about real life. Let's talk about like. Wait, I don't know where I'm going with this, but
Oh
but
man.
what's the need for such long, like painful, like tests and stuff, right? If if you are able to do something like on the spot, like what's the need for a continuous like mental drain? Is it like preparation or
I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot to know if you're going to the medical field, especially if you're going to like a general practice. Like, I think you need to
mm,
be able to apply those 8 hours of knowledge into like that one diagnosis. You know, it's like you
yeah,
can't
you're
you can't
right.
just be like a walking WebMD saying, you have a broken leg. I guess you'll die. Like, you can't be like that. I mean, you can't. Like, doctors can't make mistakes, or else,
Yeah.
yeah, I also think
life or death.
yeah, I also think there's some values that are important that comes from like studying for these long tests. Like I feel it's like resilience and
Hmm.
determination, like being able to um, just focus and work hard for something. And I think that's a really important value for doctors and pretty much all jobs.
Yeah,
Like being able to dedicate your time and yeah, dedicate your time and but most of all you should like your job as well. Like
right.
you don't want to study like so hard that you become like unhappy and it's really important to enjoy what you're doing. So like studying in moderation is really important.
Hmm.
I have a question. What defines the difference between like a hobby and a job? Because a chef does not cook in his free time, right? A doctor does not diagnose patients in his free time,
Oh
even though
man.
they like in the optimal circumstance, even if they do like their job, how like where's the divide between job and like hobby, passion, whatever, right?
I mean, for me, I think it's really just what brings the bread home. Like, what's making you that money? Because, like, I don't know. There's some people just do their job and come home and do literally anything else but their job because you know but I think you can have a hobby and a job, really, because I think my father really enjoys what he does in the medical field. Like, whenever we go out, he sees someone, he's like, I think this person is such and such, or I think that baby is however many years old. Like, he's pretty enthusiastic about what he does, and I think you can have both, really.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
Another topic I wanted to talk about was like how do you guys deal with stress or like frustration?
Hmm. You know, as a guy, right, let's be real. No one ever talks about their emotions. No one ever lets stuff out. Um, as a kid, my coping method was to cry. Right?
Yeah.
That was such a great coping method, right?
Yeah.
You just let it go, brother. Like
Yeah.
everything, just comes out like your life feels so poopy, and then you take a shower, you feel better, you take a nap, and then you wake up. You wake up better, right? At
Yeah.
least that's how I dealt with stuff. Um Now how I deal with stress and like various other emotions like anger and sadness and normal human things. I'm not a psychopath, I think. um,
Yo, Kelly and Jasmine were like telling you like they think you're a psychopath.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not
Why?
crazy. You're
Wait,
crazy.
what?
We're saying like something like if you don't talk to yourself, then you're a psychopath.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So we were talking about this the other day. Uh, we'll go back to the topic later. They were asking me like, do you speak with yourself? I'm like, no, I do not. I do not speak on a one-on-one conversation with myself. Like, I'm not like, yo, Jonathan, what are we gonna do today, right? That's weird,
I think that's what crazy people do, honestly.
right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I had an internal dialogue. I was like, yes, I do think to myself because I have thoughts as a human being, like the rest of you. I think, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, sometimes you need to say things so that you can think about like what's coming out of your mouth. Like I feel like reasoning and saying things in general. Like have you ever thought about like a sentence and it came out and you're just like, huh?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of class or something. Like yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's like,
But yeah, hopefully I'm not a psychopath.
I don't think you are. I mean,
Maybe you're a psychopath too. Maybe we're all psychopaths.
maybe
And
the whole world is psychopaths, and only the psychos are the normal people.
well, yeah, that's how it works, right? Because like the global standard, or not even global, it could be like national, right? If
Yeah.
the mental state of someone can be determined by a society,
Right.
right? Like
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
like like we were talking about earlier, dealing with stress and stuff. A guy is seen as you are normal if you are not breaking down in the middle of a shopping mall because you're uh like I don't know, because like your pet cat died, right? You're not
Yeah.
doing that. That's normal. If a guy does that, people will view it as weird, unnormal, like what the bad word is wrong with this guy, right? Which is just society things.
This is kind of
Yeah.
like how like there's like certain circumstances like that are viewed by society like as wrong, and it's like it's really it's like it's kind of like I don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's a stigma, right? It's a stigma. You're allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this. But I do feel like I don't want to go into like Gen Z, millennials, boomers, they all suck, right? Like I don't want to become a nihilist, but I feel like society is becoming less and less judgy, but we are also becoming more and more sensitive as a result of that.
Yeah.
Um, Especially like you guys know Mr. Hutch, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the viewers know, but I'll tell you the story of Mr. Hutch. So he is a bio teacher in the high school, and he's infamous for teaching differently, to say the least.
Yeah.
Right? He tries to imitate college professors because he sees bio as something he has a passion in, and he wants to prepare you for, because well, he teaches the honors class, so he wants to prepare you for AP, which is college level, essentially. And you know, one thing he talked to me about was like how offended people get, right? Like
Yeah.
you cannot say a single thing wrong, or you will get bad wording dogpiled, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the entire idea of cancel culture too. I don't know. I'll let
Uh-huh.
you guys talk now because I've been
Yeah.
going on for a while.
No, I completely agree with you. I think there is a sense of progression, but also like there's a lot of things you can't do now just because people are progressing forward and more accepting. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good that we're accepting more things into our culture. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Just be nice, man.
be a good person.
Yeah. I think
Don't say something that, you think would hurt someone else. So,
Hutch told us, right, Chang? Like he told us to be nice to each other, right? That's like his
Well, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
his number one rule, I think. He said it
Yeah. I do
at
remember. Yeah.
the beginning of the school year and also at the end of the school year. He was just highlighting like how important, like different values, and yeah.
I'm doing things to this Zoom call and I don't understand. Dude, I feel like a boomer right now.
are you like dragging stuff around?
No, I'm clicking buttons and I don't know what's going on. And it's okay. It's okay.
I just put a thumbs up.
Yo.
Are you guys using Zoom?
I I use Zoom for my Taekwondo classes, but I
Yeah,
use it on my
I've
phone.
yeah, I've used it for classes before too, but I've never done anything like write on the thing or
Wait, I
react
can
or
write on
whatever.
it?
I think people have written in Zoom calls before, right?
How?
Okay, wait, what were we talking about?
I think we were talking about stress management earlier. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Or
I'm like I still haven't really grown out of just letting it all out at once yet. Like I think I'll scream into a pillow and then punch my wall until my knuckles bleed. That's pretty much.
yikes, bro.
It is a yikes, but it feels good to me just because, a wall sucks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. For like
I have my character the development arc is nuts. Let's be real.
Yeah.
First of all, if this was a shonen anime, this is like episode 100, and like fourth grade was like episode 1.
Uh-huh.
um,
You
I
get the
feel
guy
like
that took out your clan yet?
I shall avenge my brother.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that's like Sasuke or something. I don't know. I don't watch enough anime,
Yeah.
but I feel like more and more often I have learned how to talk to people,
Hmm.
which sounds kind of psychopathic, right?
No. Not at all. Not at all. No.
But I feel like I've had toxic friends before. Like I'm being wait, I'm about to say something. I'm being real here, but being able to like having that person to talk to about anything is definitely important. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people say it, but sometimes it just never comes out. Like, and that's what happened to me actually for like 6, 7, even part of 8. Like it just never came out.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like I'm gay. I'm not, by the way.
Claps for people that are though. Yeah, we support you.
We support LGBTQ here in
Uh,
America.
the Gamboa podcast live.
Here, yeah. If you like the Gembo. But yeah, talking is so important to me now, at least as a person, not only just for like socializing, but also letting loose stress. Like having like let's say we're talking about how poopy this one teacher is, right?
Yeah.
Even just that, having someone to agree with you or to tell you, no, you are stupid, you're wrong, and telling you why you are stupid and wrong is helpful, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said like, but that's the end of my sentence.
Yeah, for me, like I've been trying to improve like my talking, like as of like right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's I used to be like really shy in elementary school. I'm sure Gary can confirm that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I used to be like really shy, and like throughout high school, like I found like my way to really just do like get out of my comfort zone and work on like um, things I like to do and
Yeah.
show the world what I have. And I actually hope that I continue to develop my communication skills, and it's gonna be quite a journey.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Dude, we're not even in college yet. Oh my lord.
Don't worry, I'll be there real soon, buddy boy.
Jeez, we're juniors now.
Right? I feel
Frick, I'm too
ancient.
young. I'm only 15.
Same,
Oh,
same. Are we all
can you?
15?
I'm 16.
Oh my, look at this boomer over here.
Dude, why am
My
I?
goodness. I mean,
Does
high
being
school
young
really
a
just
good
went
thing?
by.
Wait, sorry, Gary, what'd you say?
It just went by so fast. One year I was looking at this super tall kid in the hallway, and now there are these kids looking at the super tall me. It's like it's hard to really come to terms with. I feel like I should be acting like a junior now, but really I still feel pretty immature, pretty young.
That is so true, right? Like, as you grow up, you never feel as, like, that's also true for, like, getting taller. Or actually, that's true for a lot of things. Even
Yeah,
just, like, your proficiency in a subject or something, you always feel inferior, right? Like, as a little, a little Timmy over there who scraped his knee, you feel like, oh, because someone pushed him, he's like, oh, if I was a big sixth grader, I'd fight back or whatever. But when he becomes that sixth grader, there's always that, bigger bully, that worse, like, obstacle that blocks him, right? And it's kind of weird perspective. Um, I forgot where I was going with this.
wow.
But my train of I think I have a mental no. No, I shouldn't joke about that.
Oh, it's nice that you have a lot of thoughts.
But yeah, perspective. I feel like you just have to, appreciate,
Yeah.
like think about compare your. Oh, what's up?
Hi, David. Yeah,
We're in
I
the
mean,
black.
I think like to add on to what he was saying, I think just time just goes by
Jeez.
so much faster than you think it does. Like the time inside your mind just feels so much slower compared to everything else that's whizzing by you. It just feels
And
like you don't
comparing
have
yourself to
time.
other people,
Yeah,
too.
that's a big one too. I feel like I should not do that as much. I
Yeah,
see a lot of really impressive people going out and doing stuff. It just always makes me feel like, man, I'm such a lazy bum. I'm not doing enough. But
I
yeah,
feel
I
like
think
yeah.
I think I'm starting to come to terms with like, oh, I'm happy where I am, not doing anything. So that's how I want to live. I shouldn't compare myself to these workaholics. So
I mean, Gary, you've been like
Like
doing
yeah, go
like
ahead. Sorry.
yeah, Gary, you've been doing like really well academically. So
yeah,
like kudos to you, man.
thank you, thank you. It's just I like seeing the big number. That's pretty much why I'm still going at that, perfect GPA stuff. But other than that, I'm not too no motivated to go out and start stuff like you two are. Like you guys are all doing your own thing, making podcasts, streaming and stuff. I'm just comfortable doing whatever I'm doing right now at home, chilling, relaxing.
feel like media today reinforces the idea of an inferiority complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
I
like,
can agree
because
with that.
like, you always see the extremes on media, right? Like, oh, like 16-year-old invents freaking cure for cancer in a underground shack in Malaysia, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
then, or the next second you see, oh, 500 the orphanages were burned down in, Oklahoma or something, and that makes you have such unrealistic standards. You know, I want to see like a news channel that just says, little Timmy over there in Tennessee just got a 89 on his ELA spelling quiz. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
like that's just life, right? Everyone,
yeah,
that is going to be 99% of your entire life,
yeah.
right? That 89.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like
But then again, that 80. Sorry, I just want to finish this one thing.
yeah, yeah,
89 is still like a skewed standard for us,
Right? Yeah,
right? It could
yeah,
be like, even if it was a 50, even if you've lived your entire life failing. I mean, what can you do, right?
yeah,
yeah. I feel like content creators in general, like they work really hard to like show like what their best, and that ends up like being kind of like arrogant in a way. Like it's kind of like show
yeah.
off, and it's like kind of like puts pressure on like the smaller like creators, and yeah, it's like how do you gain popularity? Like, by doing your best, of course, and it's
Right.
kind of unfair. Like sometimes you're not the best at everything, so you just gotta accept things.
And even then, the book I was reading, um, it was talking about like how now today, like, positive mentality is believing you are special. You can do what you can, right? Everyone is special. Everyone can do anything, which is true. However, that's not how you should think, in my opinion, because you right now are not special. Let's be real. Let's be real. You are not special, which is
Oh,
hard
my
to come into
feelings.
terms with. It is hard to come into terms with, right? But you have the capabilities, right? You are a normal human being who, through practice, hard work, sweat, and all that BS. Uh, can I say that?
Um,
Whatever. I already said it. So, um, that's how you become a unique person, and that's how you become who you want.
right,
Mm.
Whatever.
right. It's like, I don't know, you can compare it to like an MMORPG. Like at the start of the game, everyone has three sets of colors for hair, then three shirts and three pants. But then as you get more items, you build yourself up, you can make all these crazy customizations to your character and make yourself look unique through all the stuff you've done. So I think I can agree with you in the sense that maybe you aren't special in the sense that there are 7 billion human beings, but you're special to the extent that you build yourself with, like
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
make yourself and not just, be complacent and think that you are special because you are yourself.
Right? Yeah.
Mm.
Food is so good. Frick, I'm hungry again.
Oh man, you're hungry? You're always hungry, man.
Dude, I ate like 3 hours ago.
What do you guys usually eat?
You know,
Oof.
the good old rice and meat and something else.
I mean, recently I've been eating like a slice of ham and then a slice of cheese and then water.
For dinner?
What?
For like, yeah, for lunch and dinner and stuff. Like, I don't know, I just don't want to eat anything else. Food is too hard to make.
Like over 6 feet. Like you should be able
Dude,
to eat
you
more.
need to, dude, go see a nutritionist, homeboy.
Yeah, yeah.
You at least take vitamins and stuff.
I mean, I got like these fish oil pills right here.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you eat fruit ever?
I mean, I eat fruit, but I feel like I'm kind of lacking in the vegetable department. Like,
Oh my god, my guy eats ham and cheese.
dude, vegetables just don't speak to me. They're
Do you
like,
even eat carbs?
I mean, I eat whole wheat bread.
You have bread at your house?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't have bread. Do you have peanut butter and jelly?
No, what? Why are you asking me what I have? This is like,
Dude, peanut butter and jelly is like a delicacy in Asian households.
I mean, I'm sure we have the stuff.
I don't.
I'm
I don't have
lucky.
bread at my house, and I'm.
Dude, bread is so good, man. You need that.
Dude, white bread. Oh my god.
I don't mess with the white bread, man. That stuff's not good for you.
Yeah, but it's white bread. It tastes. Woo!
All right. Well, let's give the podcast back to Gamboa instead of Chef Shang over here.
Yeah. So, yeah. One more
Alright, I'll stop.
question. What do you like? What's your favorite food? Like,
Of course, back to food.
yeah.
Oh, dude, stewed meats are the bomb. Oh. Wait, did my camera shake from that?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, stewed meat is so. Dude, I am spoiled. I eat way too much meat. I should not eat that much.
Oh, don't sweat. I eat mostly meat too.
Dude, vegetables are really good. Dude, salsa. Salsa is the best condiment that's come to Earth ever.
I mean, I don't really eat it that much.
Yeah, me
So-
neither. But it died so good.
Wait,
Can't say
Shane, like, what type of like a meal? Like, what's your favorite like meal?
oh
My
man.
favorite meal? Okay. My favorite meal is like a. Hold on. I'm about to like pull up.
Oh wow.
All right, hold
He's
on.
pulling up a diagram of his favorite meal.
I mean, it's okay, like American or like Chinese cuisine or anything like that.
You know, all right. My favorite meal is either like a sauce or let's talk about carb first, right?
Oh
It
my
has to be between rice or rice noodles. Okay,
Dude,
first
you're
of all.
going through every food group right now.
Second
Please.
of all, it has to have a sauce on it, like a
Oh.
thick, like porky or beefy, like reduced down sauce that's like glazed. You know what I mean? Each individual piece of rice, like, you know what I mean? And
Oh
then
my.
and then you gotta have like your side dish of like Peking duck or like roast pork or like like beef tendon. Oh, that stuff is. Oh. and then you have like either like your stir fried vegetables or like a squash thing, winter melon. I don't. I'm just going through Asian cuisine
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to know that you have a lot of delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would classify myself as a foodie for sure.
Yeah, for me, like I've been experimenting with cooking, so I've been going like from Spanish cuisine, Asian cuisine, like I'm always like trying to cook new things.
Mhm.
What about you, Gary?
I mean, like, you guys seem to have a really keen taste for food, but can't really say I'm much of a food connoisseur. I just I eat what's in the fridge, you know. I can't really say I have a favorite dish, but I think my palate's advanced enough to know if something tastes good or not.
So you're like a eat to live guy.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. Like if I wasn't living in a house right now, I'd probably be chasing a duck or something. Yeah.
You're an eat to live guy. I'm a live to eat guy.
Yeah. I think that's a fair comparison.
Dude, I made homemade fried rice like 3 hours ago, and let me give you the process. Let me give
Dude,
you the down low
I don't
on
need to know how
actual
you made
Asian
your
fried
food.
rice. All right, you got your leftover rice. Actually, no. First, you got your 2 medium eggs, right? You crack those suckers in a bowl. You spin that stuff up. You put some oil on the pan. Fry that real fast. right? Put it back in the bowl with like the egg dripping so you don't waste any, and then you put your you cut up your Asian sausage first, right? You got like 1 or 2 steaks, right? You got everything in the pan. Wait for some of the oil to come out, right? And then you put your leftover rice in, right? While you're cooking that, you cut up your scallions, right? But you wait. You gotta wait, right? You gotta let it cook for a little bit. Let the meat warm up, and then you take a tablespoon of butter, slap it in, let that melt. Fry the bottom. You get that nice and crispy, right? Scallions in, fold. Make sure it doesn't burn. You put the egg in, cut it up a little, get it nice and separated. Toss that baby into a bowl. That is the best fried rice. Oh my god.
Okay, Shane. Shane, thank you for having us on your foodie podcast.
Yeah, I swear, you guys are too good at cooking, man. Whenever I see you post, Marcus, I'm like, man, this guy's Chef Ramsay out here. I think the most advanced cooking I've ever done is like making a bowl of noodles, like boiling a pot of water and dumping it into the instant noodle package or whatever.
Dude, at least you're not Ashton.
I mean, Ashton's like, I microwaved the sandwich.
Yeah, you microwaved the site. Dude, I don't understand. Let me give you the story. He had a beautiful roast beef, cheese. You got that's like the heaven combo, right? In between, your 2 bread things. He puts that stuff right in the microwave, gets all the liquid out, and soaks the bread. And it's wet. Oh. It's a wet bread. Wet bread is like a cardinal sin, man. You kid. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the cardinal sin is like wet bread, water with cereal, like orange juice after you brush your teeth, and like I don't know what the other one is. Like corn. Corn sucks. I mean, it tastes really awesome. Good. It tastes really good, but it's horrible for you.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, besides food.
Yeah. I just want to wrap things up now. So to conclude, I just want to say thank you, Gary and Jonathan, for being on this podcast. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. You guys are in cohort A, right?
No,
I'm in A.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I look forward to seeing you, Gary, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have another podcast like this again.
Maybe.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Nice to hear about you two. We're unique individuals.